they showed you what they showed me, this is your quote, you wouldn't want people to know it either.
I opened them up partially. I was met with, from good people, I mean, good people. People that were well-meaning. Called me, they said, sir, would rather have you not. And I did open them, but I was asked by some people not to open them. There's a
CaveFam. Welcome back to another video. Welcome back to another reaction. This is Segovia coming to you live from the Man Cave. Hope everyone out there is having a good day, y'all. We're back. We're back with another reaction. I should be pretty damn set up now in the house. I know I haven't really been posting. Starting today, we should be pretty damn consistent with the daily uploads. Everything's pretty much done other than hanging up a couple things, but all the hard stuff is done. Fixed up the garage yesterday. It's looking good. Got one box I need to get to. Today I'm going to wash the cars after this, and then we're going to sit down, watch this Cardinal game. But hey, I ain't going to sit here and talk you guys' ears off. We got something to get into called a reaction. Enough with the chit chat. Let's go and get into it. Enjoy the show.
This man is from India. He is 300 years. And he is still alive, breathing and walking healthy. What a glorious God.
That's crazy.
300 years.
They have successfully
done
an experiment to where two people that were dreaming were able to communicate through their dreams.
For the first time ever. It's a company called REM Space. They have a server, and then they have these contraptions put on the person's head, sit down literally in different rooms, and they communicated the exact same word to each other.
What was it? Was it word?
I couldn't find it.
Pee pee poo poo.
Please.
All that confirms to me is that dreams in certain scenarios can access a different realm.
I know, that's so spooky.
Why do you say that?
Because it's impossible for you to just dream in your own mind and communicate with someone unless you are a part of a different realm.
That's so true.
Dimension.
Yeah, I guess. I didn't even think about that. Like, it's just like,
Yeah.
how is that possible?
What if it's vibrations?
Because is it radio? Is it like radio waves kind of?
Radio!
Good movie.
Remember Radio? I forgot about that movie.
What we have representing our country as the United States of America can be one or two things right now. A billionaire, older white man who has been known to not care about the black community.
Correct.
Or a black woman, a woman of color. Even if you don't take the word black away, we'll go woman of color.
We got to stay with black.
Okay,
And we're going to talk about why.
Okay, but I'm saying
It can't be woman of color.
for the rest of the representation, for the rest of the world to look at the United States of America and the pageantry that we represent, what would be a better choice of identity in pageantry than a white man that's all about money and told us that he cares nothing about us but cares about him? That's the pageantry. Or a woman that at least, and just start a woman that at least shows that she has some sense of compassion, empathy for the people of the United States of America.
Stay right there. You said a woman who shows that she has some compassion for the people of the United States of America.
Right.
But this is the same woman who said America is not a racist country. This is the same woman who said, I'm not going to do anything that's going to only benefit black people, while she sat in office and watched President Joe Biden pass an anti-Asian hate bill, anti-Asian hate executive order, Native American executive order, LGBTQ executive order, and law. So how can Kamala Harris, the so-called black woman, say that I can't do anything just for black people, but you sat in the White House for 4 years with President Biden and watch him take care of specific groups of non-white people, and you didn't demand one thing for your own black people that you claim to be a part of?
Now, again, because those are a lot of semantics in the sense, because we've heard this argument before. She can say a lot of that stuff is taken out of context. A lot of the process of when she's saying she wants to do things for all people and not just black people specifically. We also know that bill, the Asian hate bill, is actually a bill that is for all.
No, it's not. Did you read it?
I mean, it's a long bill.
Read it.
Yeah.
It's not for everybody. They only discuss Asian and Pacific Islander hate in the COVID-19 hate crimes bill. It is not for everybody. It is for Asians and Pacific Islanders.
Okay.
Look at the sign right here.
See, Nick, if you're going to make this argument, do your research, right? Don't just, but it's funny how, let's just say 7 months ago, Joe Biden and Kamala Harris were ranked the worst president, vice president in the history of the United States. And those are people on MSNBC and CNN saying that. And now she's the GOAT. She's the best. She's the greatest. How soon people forget, right?
You guys do not swim. Alligators known to what? Right there at the bottom. This is the scariest river in all of the world. And that is because it has alligators, of course, but there's also bears and bull sharks in here, you guys. Yeah, and look at this. You can see that it's flowing north. That is one of the only rivers in the whole world that flows north. I don't know how, but look at that. There's also no swimming. You can see that sign. It's pretty obvious. I don't know who would want to swim because look at that bottom line right there. For your safety right above that, look at that. That is awful. Okay, you guys, but here's the crazy thing I came out here to show you guys. It's actually kind of scary. You can't even go over there. It's all underwater now, that path. But here's the scary part. There is an article from this year where 2 alligators attacked a bear in this river. You guys, this is why it's the scariest. It has alligators, bull sharks, and bears. And the bear actually won that fight. There was 2 alligators coming from over there. There it is. There's an alligator right there. You see that break? That's how you can tell these little ripples in the water. Those are alligators. And if you've ever been out here, you could see it pop up. This is actually prime time to see alligators. Whenever the sun rises, alligators love to come float up at the top. But guys, the bears, the one bear was crossing this river right over here, guys, the St. Johns River, crossing over, and 2 alligators came to attack it. And the bear actually won. You can see it. It was Fox News actually reported that, you guys. But here we are, scariest river, north flowing river, just like the Amazon.
People like, fucking, we running through the security. Look at this shit. Look at this shit. Look at this shit. Look at this shit. I told you, Bella. Look at this shit.
I used to get a lot of flack because I've told you guys this before. I have never been to a concert, not one concert in a day of my life. I remember I went to the And One mixtape tour and saw Benzino perform at the halftime show. That's about the closest I've been to a concert. But I'm starting to see why I've never been to a concert. Who wants to deal with that? You know, who wants to deal with all those people? I don't know. I guess I'm just antisocial, but in a way, just don't like large crowds, I should say, more than antisocial. I just don't like large crowds. That's chaos. No thanks.
And like, I know people like sell their fucking bodies. They go into debt. They do so much dark shit to get this bag, and then it costs how much?
It says an Italian investigation revealed that Dior's bags, which sell at a minimum of $2,780, cost around $57 to make. I will never buy a brand new bag ever again.
My God, yeah, you told me this.
I will never buy, guys. I will never buy it. I will never go to Louis Vuitton or Dior or anywhere.
There's such a darkness to me to high-end luxury where people will like sacrifice so much to get something that they think says something about who they are.
Exactly. You're paying for the name, whatever. Just buy secondhand, guys.
What is happening with
what I've been saying? That's what I do. I buy secondhand. Now, I did spend up the other day because I got a mountain out here. So I bought some good Ultra Olympus 5 trail running shoes. They should be here on Wednesday. Start running Wednesday or Thursday. I might take you guys on some shorts out there. I'm excited, y'all.
the whales? I've read about this.
Well, they say that the wind drives them crazy. You know, it's a vibration because you have those, you know, those things are 50-story buildings, some of them.
Right, and they're
50.
super sensitive to vibrations.
They have
and
those,
sounds.
you know, the wind is rushing, the things are blowing, it's a vibration, and it makes noise. You know what it is? I want to be a whale psychiatrist. It drives the whales freaking crazy. And something happens with them. But for whatever reason, they're getting washed up on shore. And, you know, and yet the environmentalists...
Conveniently ignored by the environmental
but the environmentalists, they don't talk about it.
Right.
I think there's nothing uglier. I see it in Scotland. I see it all over the world. You have this beautiful valley. It's been there for, in civilization, thousands of years, but millions of years. And all of a sudden you have these ugly windmills up.
Realistically,
watch this.
The Democratic Party controls all the media. They control all the media.
Why do you say that?
Other than Fox.
I mean, it's pretty obvious.
I mean, because if you don't,
common knowledge.
If you don't watch Fox, Donald Trump is the devil, right? He's the worst thing ever to ever happen to the United States. And they keep talking about if he gets in, you know what's going to happen? Well, he was already in. He's already been the president, so it's not like we don't know what's going to happen.
And things
the
were
country
amazing.
was in a really good place when he was the president.
Except for all the media that would every night would be like, he did this today, and it would inflame the people. Like, it's only been the mainstream media that has been inflammatory this whole time about him. Like, things were great 2017, 2018, 2019 until that terrible year that we look back in 2020. Ugh. Anyways, continue.
Change from what? The last 4 years?
Exactly.
And
I can't agree more.
When you look at Biden, right? We all know where Biden's at. Biden, they even came out and said he's on. Who's running the country right now?
Nobody knows.
It's not him.
Nope.
It's not her.
No.
Who's running the country? I don't know the answer to that question.
Sure you do.
But I'll tell you what's brilliant. Whoever's running the country pulled off this Kamala Harris thing.
You know.
So that they can stay in power and run the country for another 4 years.
That's what I was about to say.
It's not Kamala Harris, and it's definitely not Joe Biden.
Yeah. And that's the real truth. That's why they don't like him. That's why they don't want him to get in, because then they're not in power anymore and they can't move the world to their desired goal. Yeah. I mean, big picture, guys. Big picture.
Yeah, we're going to be getting into a little bit of politics. It's election. The next week or two is election. So we're going to be, getting into it a little bit. Not trying to sway you guys anyway, but I just put interesting clips on that I find interesting. So throw them on here for you guys. Hope you guys enjoy. Let me know down below if you guys don't want me to get into the politics stuff. Not saying everything's going to be politics, because not everything in this video is politics, but just sprinkle some in here and there. Okay, let me know down below, y'all.
What do you think the world will be like in a second term with President Trump's second term? A lot of people
I know what it'll be like if we let her in.
Yeah. Oh, really?
And that ain't good.
Yeah.
Miserable track record. Appalling track record. No policies to speak of.
Yeah. And the border, right?
And she's got the IQ of a fence post.
I would like to introduce the concept of the panel tonight. It's going to be a short dissertation, but I want you to think about this, because I watched like you did yesterday, and something hit me pretty hard. Only 90 days ago, Pelosi went to Biden and said, you need to step aside, and convinced him to do so. He made the decision, and he did actually ask her, and we've now learned this, is she the right person to drive this home? He questioned that. He could have said, we need to run a process in order for me to make this move. But they decided not to. I don't know who they is. Was it Obama? Was it Pelosi? I don't care who it was. In stock picking, just listen to this analogy. And you may agree, you may not. 88% of managers, because this is the world I live in, cannot beat the S&P year in, year out. So you give them $1,000, the S&P beats them. They can't pick stocks. This is the second time the Democratic Party has circumvented democracy and chose.
That's not true.
Yes, it is. Hillary Clinton was
There's
chosen,
nothing- hang
and
on.
she had Bruce Springsteen too. And what happened to her? And now we've chosen.
Kevin, Hillary Clinton won a primary. Okay, she won a primary. You may not.
Nobody
like
could
that
compete
how
with
the
her, even
primary-
Bernie Sanders.
She won a primary.
Okay.
First of all, that's the first
So
thing.
did Kamala
The second
Harris
thing,
win a
talked-
primary?
Listen, we've talked about this before.
What's wrong
How
about talking about it tonight after what you just saw?
I'm
Do you think that's really
I'm
what
talking
matters
to you
to
about it
voters?
right now.
Your
How
whole shtick is-
many Democrats wish?
Your whole shtick has
Hang
been,
on a second.
let's talk about what matters to voters. Do you really think voters care about the internecine primary
If
process?
if you're a
of the Democratic
Democrat,
Party?
you sure as hell care today.
I know that you are from Canada. But the primary process.
That's why I'm
the primary
perfect for this.
process in this
I have no
country
skin in the game
is
other
not
than
in
to
the
get a great
Constitution.
president.
It's not in the Constitution. The political parties can choose however they want to choose their nominee.
Right.
And as long as they meet the legal deadlines in the states where they are on the ballot, they can do it however they want.
But I
They
just
can
want to be
decide
transparent.
December
Yes, I was born in Canada, but
December 2023 to just handpick somebody.
just to
They
be
don't even have to have a
transparent,
primary.
I was born in
It's just
Canada.
not a
It's a
thing.
Democratic Party
It's not a
process,
thing.
not a Democratic.
No, but my kids were born and raised in Boston. All my investments in the United States. I want the president, whoever it is, to be a
You're
winner.
describing something as undemocratic that has absolutely nothing to do with the democratic
And this
process.
is
Let's just put it this way. If it was Trump that wasn't voted in and they just put him in there, what would they be saying? They'd be calling him the H word, right, from Germany. They'd be calling him a dictator. All these crazy things. If that was him, that's what they would be doing.
Now, I might just be stupid, but if the sun is there and the moon is there,
Man, it feels good to be back doing reactions, y'all. Thank you guys.
how in the world does the moon have a shadow on it? And it's concaved or flat. But how is that? Because there's the sun. The earth is down here. The moon is over there. I don't get it.
Good point.
One of the things that there's a lot of interest in the people coming from space, you know.
Yes.
And I know you're interested.
Oh,
in
I'm
that.
very interested in that. How much did they tell you about that?
A lot.
Really?
Yeah.
What did they tell you? How much can you tell?
So
How's that work? Is it like super
I think
top
I can
secret?
tell, you know.
Tell
The unique thing about our City of Bassinet is it does come with this unit that has CryoAssist technology. CryoAssist is AI technology that will actually translate the baby's cry and tell mom and dad why the baby is crying. It comes with the 6-month subscription, comes with the purchase of the City of Bassinet. This unit also plays music, it vibrates, and it's Bluetooth connected, has a night lights, and works off our connected app on your smartphone.
Check this out.
Did you know the word alcohol
It's for the spirit of Kool-Aid.
Yes.
Absolutely.
You knew that?
Yes,
I believe that.
It is.
It literally, kills your spirit and allows demons to come in. You know what I mean? And take over. And I 100% believe that.
I can say this since this is our podcast.
Mm-hmm.
I definitely was drinking when I put up the DEFCON tree. I definitely, I had, who's, I want to say alcohol I had inside me, but I don't know. Hennessy.
Wow, it's interesting.
Hennessy. It turns us gray. And literally, the demons
Just come in. Yeah, no, I was fascinated when I learned that, the history of that. And it's literally because when you drink, you become a different person. It's almost literally like a spirit has taken over you. That's why they call them spirits. Did you know that? That's why they call them spirits.
Yes, absolutely.
Comment your thoughts below.
I'm starting to think that it's us, bro. It's us? Now, I'm going to explain this, but I think that after World War II, we brought scientists over in Operation Paperclip. They were already working on this type of technology, or, reverse engineering. At some point from the late 40s to the early 90s, we discovered a way to reverse engineer these craft. I think that's what you're seeing in the skies now. In the past, it very well could be extraterrestrial, or it could have been a past civilization, or they could be leaving it. There's a running theory that the craft gets left behind as like a gift, like, hey, leave it behind for them and see what they can do, right? When they say it's a national security threat, I think it's because they have reverse engineered these craft since Operation Paperclip. They reverse engineered it. They just don't want China and Russia to know. Because if China and Russia know that, okay, for instance, the MH370 plane, the one that disappeared in Malaysia?
Yeah.
Now, there's a guy named Ashton Forbes who's been doing some crazy research behind that incident. When he went on Candace Owens recently, I watched it, and I'd already known about him before this video, but I think he's right. I think the American government was behind that. Because the guy who killed Osama bin Laden even tweeted and said it was our way to show China It was a show to China.
It's all up here now. You want to move something, you got to move it with your mind. You got to focus. You hear what I'm saying? How? How do you focus? I don't know how you focus. Just focus.
Ghost.
How did you do that?
Classic.
You got to take all your emotions, all your anger, all your love, all your hate, and push it way down here into the pit of your stomach. And then let it explode like a reactor. It's all up here.
The Kamala Harris rally in Houston, Texas was absolutely insane. You saw Beyonce and Kelly Rowland walked out. Kelly looked like Beetlejuice. And then after that, Kamala walks out, right? She gives him the hug, and everybody's so mad because they're like, what? Beyonce only spoke for 3 minutes? I thought we were going to get a free concert. Wait, what? What's going on? Wait, why is she hugging Kamala? I thought this was a concert. Oh, and then Kelly and Beyonce have a nice little moment and reminiscing. And then everybody realizes it was a bait and switch, and they walked their butts out. As soon as Kamala got on that dang stage, everybody was pissed off, rightfully so. They duped us. They duped the entire city of Houston, Texas. 30,000 pissed off people right before an election less than 2 weeks away. What is Kamala Harris thinking? It was a night to forget, I'll tell you that much. Kamala Harris should be ashamed.
Kamala, which, by the way, is the name of a Hindu goddess, and it's not a black name. One of her relatives, his name is Jesse Smollett, the one that got caught up with that fraud thing. He's her nephew by marriage. They got pictures of Jesse Smollett buying this noose during Halloween season at a costume shop. They've got it on video. And on security cameras, you can see him putting the noose around his own neck. And he had met with Kamala just before that, and she and Cory Booker, this is the same day when he flew into Chicago, they had been working on something that Conyers came up with in 1997 that is now modified and introduced as the Emmett Till anti-lynch bill.
Wow.
Remember the neck?
Yes.
And the whole thing, they went off and then they had to withdraw it because of the fraud that came out.
Wow.
Well, see, this is something they're trying to do. And maybe this will give you an idea of how they're sneaking around here. The Emmett Till anti-lynch bill has nothing to do with black people.
No bill they put up has anything to do with black people.
No.
Or just the headline. But then when you read it.
The headline does.
Yeah.
But what it does is it puts into the American federal criminal laws for the first time sexual orientation as a victim category for criminal offenses. Now, when you think of a lynching, you think of a mob killing somebody, right? The Emmett Till anti-lynch bill, one, doesn't require a mob. It can be one person. It doesn't even require a homicide. You can kidnap somebody or beat somebody. Let's say you have a guy who's broken up with his girlfriend or his wife, and he's feeling down, and some of his friends say, hey man, let's go to a club. He's dancing with this PYT, pretty young thing. They're having a good time exchanging spit over in the shadows and drinking wine. And then he looks down. Man, you got a heart? What are you? You got a heart on. And he busts him in the mouth. Now that's federal lynching.
Wow.
So what they did with it, you see this bait and switch.
I am literally going to take a video of this. This makes no sense. This right here. You all see this pack of cupcakes that was returned. Look at the broken seal.
That's
You know how
crazy.
I know it was returned? Because I returned them. And now I can't believe it's up here. I returned them 2 days ago because they taste nasty. And they put it up here for the discount. I can't believe it. Oh my gosh. Walmart.
That's crazy. Now, I've returned things at Walmart and seen it on the clearance aisle. No food, though. But I wonder, you know, at all these grocery stores, sometimes you see a steak on clearance. I wonder if that was returned and they put that on, you know, for clearance. Because I've bought steaks, and I just figure maybe they're going, their expiration date's coming up, so they got to clearance it. But after seeing this, makes me think somebody probably returned it and they threw it back up for sale on clearance. That's crazy though. Missing a cupcake or two, unsealed. Shame on Walmart. That's greed, y'all. That should be donated to food at least. Before you throw it away, that should be donated to, the less fortunate.
Snap that arm. Tase him.
Tase him. Come on. Dude, I swear to Holy fuck.
That's what Arizona's turning into, y'all. It's bad out there now.
J-Lo's ex-husband claims that J-Lo sacrificed chickens for Santeria rituals. So Johnny Noah married Lopez in February of 1997. When they were desperate to save their marriage, he visited an LA home of a Santeria guru with J-Lo. This is what he was saying. Noah said, quote, "We participated together in sacrifices of chickens and hens, and in one occasion, I was present when they were cleansing Jennifer with the blood of a hen. The hen's blood was poured over Jennifer until she was covered in it," Noah said. "Then she was bathed in holy water to wash away the blood, and herbs were passed over her body. Meanwhile, the godmother was asking the gods to cleanse Jennifer and save our marriage," he said. Noah testified that Lopez, quote, "was doing voodoo when we weren't married. She was doing bad things to a lot of people when we were friends. And I knew all this time because we did personally, me and her, to this particular lady." Noah added that Lopez did voodoo and, quote, "all this religious bullshit," unquote, to former lovers, including Sean Puffy Combs. She's been accused of doing voodoo on her ex-boyfriends, dude. Ben Affleck, Sean Diddy Combs, this Ojani guy.
It would make sense because they all look drained and miserable, like they've had the life sucked out of them.
This is one of the most well-known, top secret adult clubs, secret underground clubs in Las Vegas. If you know, you know. All of the elite party people know. You see those lights coming out of there? Now, if you know, once you open this door, there's no turning back. So, I didn't shave, so I'm not going to go in there, but you can kind of see the scuttlebutt. And it drops like an elevator into the most elite nightclub in Las Vegas. Everybody who knows knows. If you don't know, you're just not a part of it.
Can you... Vegas folks, tap in. Is that legit? Is it legit? A little electric box out there leads to the club? I wouldn't put it past Vegas. I wouldn't. Let me know, y'all. Is that an urban myth out there? Urban legend out there? Let me know.
Give people basically a history of the Dead Sea Scrolls.
Yeah.
They were discovered in like the early 1900s. Is that right?
The scrolls were discovered in 1946. Sometime in February 1946, a couple of shepherd boys were looking along the western shore of the Dead Sea in the caves there. Anyone who's been to Israel or to the Dead Sea will know that along the cliffs, they're literally honeycombed with thousands and thousands of caves. And so these boys are looking for a lost sheep. One of them throws a rock into one of the caves and hears the breaking of pottery. They muster the courage to go in, and they find these linen wraps that have scrolls in them. Over the course of a number of months, eventually they took these things that they found into the markets in Bethlehem and tried to find someone who would be interested in buying them. Not very successfully. People weren't interested in them until they encountered a Syrian Orthodox Palestinian by the name of Khalil Iskander Shahin. He was a cobbler, fixed shoes, but he also was starting to deal in antiquities, and he recognized that on these leather rolls they have writing on them. So he thought, well, maybe this is something interesting. Maybe this is something valuable.
A paper cup by nature should absorb water. If it's not absorbing water,
then that means there must be a barrier in between the paper and the liquid. And that barrier is polyethylene plastic. A study found that in 15 minutes of contact with hot liquids leached 25,000 microplastic particles into your cup. But no one's questioning this. No one's really thinking about it because it's just part of our daily lives.
Are we very good at metabolizing plastics?
No, plastic is a foreign body. It's a foreign particle. In fact, it'll break down into nanoplastics, and nanoparticles in general have the issue of being able to penetrate cell membranes. So it can penetrate very deeply into the cell. It can cause inflammation. Your body doesn't know how to deal with it. It's a foreign object. So you'll get the inflammatory response when you encounter these. But to make things worse, the microplastics themselves are a foreign body, but they also release plasticizer chemicals when they're in contact with your body, and they can also carry toxic chemicals into your body.
The fact that they can basically invade and integrate into our cells, and you are what you eat. Are we turning into real life Barbie and Ken dolls?
We could be, because there's actually microplastics that have been detected in human lung, blood, and placenta. And who knows how much of this is getting into babies? Are babies being born with plastic in their bodies? I would guesstimate yes.
They showed you what they showed me. This is your quote. You wouldn't want people to know it either.
I opened them up partially. I was met with, from good people. I mean, look, good people. People that were well-meaning. Called me, they said, "Sir, would rather have you not." And I did open them. But I was asked by some people not to open them. There's a Martin Luther King file too, by the way, that they'd like to see. I don't know if you know, but there is that. If people that that you would find reasonable people, and they asked me not to do it, so I said, well, we'll close it for another time. But if I win, I'm going to open them up. I'm just going to open enough.
Why didn't you open it up the first time?
Because a lot of times,
what was the hesitation? Though?
Addresses, people that are still living. There are people that are affected. And there could be some national security reason that I don't have to necessarily know about. But some very good, talented people asked me not to do it. I opened it up, and then they said, would it be possible for us to do that a different day?
How much of it did you read into?
I think it's going to be just fine to open it. Let me put it that way. I think it's fine. It's going to be time. It's a cleansing. It's really a cleansing. So I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it immediately, almost immediately upon entering office.
What is going on in China?
Do you guys think he should be talking like that? I mean, the powers that be. Like, maybe, do you think it'd be better if he, kept that on the low? And when he gets in, do it? Instead of going on Rogan's podcast that already has 28 million views saying that. Instead, keep it to yourself, and then when you get there, do it? Or do you have to speak about it? I don't know. But I think that only hurts him. I mean, I want to see it. It doesn't hurt him with me, but with the general regular people, that hurts him. Who are the majority of the voters?
China, y'all. The people in China have been coming across weird things in the sky, y'all. Check this out. Look at this. Look at that. There are literally meteors falling out of the sky. Those can't be fireworks, y'all. Look at the way that they're heading to the earth. So yeah, y'all, do you honestly believe this is fireworks? And if that was the case, why would they run inside the house? And then why isn't the whole sky lit up, y'all? So that's China. Now, I want you to check this thing out that came out of the sky in China yesterday, y'all. Wait until this person zooms in. Look at this, y'all. This is literally like Galactica. Remember that? Look at that, y'all. What? Do y'all see the colors that is changing? Look at that. Bro, oh wow, it's like a full plasma ball now, y'all. But yeah, y'all, look at that. Have y'all seen anything like this before? China's getting all the action right now. I see why people are running inside. Very interesting times to be alive, y'all. Because look at all these wonderful things that are being this close to us. But what do y'all think this is? Let me know down in the comments below. Let's get this shift.
This is our oven at work, Walmart. The oven turns on from the outside. This is the handle. You have to pull it really hard to open it. This is the inside. The oven is hot right now. I don't even know if I would fit in here, honestly. I'm 5'1", medium built. I would have to crouch down to get in. There's no emergency latch in here.
Gives me anxiety, her stepping in.
I would never be in here. Whether I'm cleaning it or not, I would not be in the oven. Now for the oven to close and lock, you have to push this with all your might and pull the handle to the side and lock it in place. There is no way possible somebody could lock themselves in there. Now, somebody could throw me in there and lock me in there, but that's a whole different scenario.
Can I go back? Can I go back, please?
We're live.
Oh. And I got too nervous. Gave proof through the night that our flag was still there.
I don't trust Elon at all.
What's he doing?
There's a clip where he's talking about Neuralink, and he's saying Neuralink can now take a snapshot. He compared it to like saving in a game. He was like, there's nothing in science that should prevent us from being able to take that same Neuralink chip and implant it into another biological being.
Oh my gosh.
But think about that. If he's creating robots that need human consciousness to operate, could he pull Neuralinks
and make them like put the consciousness, if you will, into a robot?
Couldn't you offer that as a job? Like somebody who doesn't have a job, they could like wear their glasses and like a remote, and you could be an assistant to somebody in
heck yeah.
LA.
Yeah.
It's
Like if your artificial intelligence is not smart enough to do these things yet, why not have people operate it? Like at least in like a Tesla station or something.
So it'd be like having a driver.
Like giving them ideas.
I'm
This
just saying
is
that's
spooky.
that, like I'm just gonna moonlight
We need
as a
to get
robot.
Elon-
in the night.
we gotta get Elon on this.
Do you think there are sacred bloodlines?
When you say sacred,
Do you think there are bloodlines they want to protect?
I can answer that. Now, a lot of us don't, if you ever watched the movie with Tom Hanks, Angels and Demons,
right?
They lay this stuff out for you.
Mm-hmm.
It's just that you think it's entertainment, and so you wash it out as it's just entertainment.
Mm-hmm. Right.
They talked about the Merovingian line or the Merovingian bloodline, right? That was purportedly, and I know a lot of Christians may get angry with me, was purportedly the line of Christ. He actually had children. And if you read the Bible as it is and stop letting Reverend Porkchop read it to you, you will see that there was a person in that book named Simon Bar Jesus.
bar means son of in Hebrew.
And if that is the son of Jesus,
this country can become rich with the proper use of tariffs. It'll
Did
keep
you just
companies-
float out the idea of getting rid of income taxes and replacing it with tariffs?
Well, okay.
Were you serious about that?
Yeah, sure. But why not? Because our country was the richest relatively in the 1880s and 1890s. A president who was assassinated named McKinley. He was the tariff king. He spoke beautifully of tariffs. His language was really beautiful. We will not allow the enemy to come in and take our jobs and take our factories and take our workers and take our families unless they pay a big price. And the big price is tariffs. And he'd speak like that, but he was right. And then around in the early 1900s, they switched over stupidly to, frankly, an income tax. And you know why? Because countries were putting a lot of pressure on America. We don't want to pay tariffs. Please don't you? Believe me, they control our politicians.
If you did business with the genetic testing company 23andMe, you may want to protect your information as the company faces bankruptcy. 15 million people submitted their DNA for testing over the last 20 years. The bankruptcy could lead to a sell-off, and customers' genetic details could be part of the deal. The company was founded on a pledge to not share that information, but if the company moves, the DNA data goes with it.
I can see other companies buying that data, insurance companies to begin with, especially health and life insurance companies.
You can delete your information by logging into your account, then go to Settings, scroll to where you see 23andMe data and click View. Then insert your birthday information and find the Permanently Delete Data tab. Once your account is deleted, your personal information will no longer be used in future research, and 23andMe will toss out any genetic samples. If you missed that information, we'll have it posted online.
I was one of the 15 million, y'all. That was before I was awake. But anyways, y'all, I hope you guys enjoyed today's reaction. I got some things to do. It's early in the morning over here. Get this video out to you guys. Probably put it out a little early to you guys around noon today. It's Sunday. Give you guys something to enjoy. I got some things to do. I got a washer and dryer getting delivered today. I got to wash 3 vehicles right now. Kind of want to rake the backyard if I have enough time before the Cardinal game starts. So that's what I'm about to do after I edit this video, y'all. I hope everyone out there has had a great weekend. We should get to daily uploads now. Everything's pretty settled, minus, like I said, hanging up some shelves, hanging up some hat racks, hanging up a little bit of stuff here and there, which can get done over time, y'all. Parents are coming next weekend to check out the house, so me and my dad will probably bang all that stuff out. But this is Segovia. I'm signing out of the man cave. I'm gonna see you guys tomorrow for Monday. Finish the week strong. Later.